three-time All-Pro Davante Adams. I think it's hard to ever take him out of the top 5, even with a season like last year where he had a 55% catch percentage. But when you're targeted 180 times, you get 100 catches, 14 touchdowns on 1,500 yards. You can almost guarantee that going into this season, he's going to have that volume. He's going to have that touchdown capital, and and that's with Josh Jacobs having the best rushing year of any running back last year. So do you see, in your opinion, Davante Adams being up there again in the 150 to 180 target range and over 100 receptions? And do you see him hitting double-digit touchdowns for the 4th year in a row?
The touchdowns might take a decline. He might be at the 9 or 8 to 10 range, I would say. But I just think he's too talented. I don't care if Jimmy G is throwing him the ball. Like, he's just too talented to just disappear in offenses. There's no Darren Waller there. We expect Josh Jacobs to have some kind of regression. And so that offense, they're probably not going to be a very good team. And so they're going to be behind in games. They're going to have to throw the ball. Jimmy G can throw the ball, and he can throw the ball all over the field, and he's great in play action. I think Davante Adams, again, he's a high-volume red zone guy. And you take away the other high-volume red zone guy with Darren Waller, and now he's the only one there. I mean, Jacoby Myers isn't really a big red zone target. Hunter Renfrow is, but we saw his decline last year. I don't expect him to be anything more than a number 3 receiver there. So, yeah, I mean, I think that, again, he's both of our number 5s. I can make arguments for other people there, too. And the whole argument would be that Jimmy G is the quarterback and this offense is not very good. But just on talent alone and production over his entire career, no matter who's throwing him the ball, he's been there. We thought that, once Derek Carr got benched, he was, Davante Adams' numbers were going to go down, and they didn't. That's why I like him there. I can't really make a strong argument for anyone else over him. I can make arguments for it, but they're just not very strong.
Yeah, and I agree with my sentiment exactly is that you can argue Stephon Diggs, you can argue CeeDee Lamb, what you're arguing is potential for this season versus trying to argue away from consistency that you have gotten out of Davante Adams and the consistency that he gives to an NFL team. I mean, the fact that, in 2019, he only had 5 touchdowns. He played 12 games, had 127 targets, under 1,000 yards. He was injured for a little bit I think it was a foot injury. And Aaron Rodgers that season had an okay season. I think it ended up being something like 28 touchdowns. He was under 30. That being said, you give, say, 28 to 29 touchdowns passing to Jimmy G, under 30 in the same scenario. I still see Davante Adams getting himself 10 of those touchdowns. I just don't see it going to other people. I think the targets, he's going to get peppered. I think it's going to be often, maybe not 180 targets, but for him to get back down to the 160, I think is huge. And if he gets back up to his catch percentage, which I think the accuracy issues of Derek Carr aren't going to be there, he gets back up into the 70s, high 60s, 70 range, which he had 2 previous seasons with Aaron Rodgers, who's an accurate passer. I think you give yourself over 100 receptions. I think he gets back up close to 1,500 yards again and double-digit touchdowns. So to me, you don't need to have a Pro Bowl All-Pro quarterback throwing him the ball for him to produce. Some other receivers that are below him on this list, I think, do, and that's why I keep him at the 5 spot.
Yeah, I agree.
So that being said, is our sneak peek for our final rankings. Our rankings should be out in August, and we will post a link up on all our social media and have a special release episode as well, where Chris and I are going to talk about our biggest discrepancies between our rankings and ones that we both agree on that maybe some other people don't agree on, especially some other of the professionals in the industry. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Professional.
Other professionals is what I said. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to click that notification button so you know when we drop our new episodes each week. Keep an eye out for our next episode where we're going to be talking about our quarterbacks and tight ends, where we give you the top 5 sneak peek rankings for our list there. And it's going to get interesting. Thank you all.